anybody's watching. So we are live and we are go, and where are all the people? Do you get to see the little counter that's up in the corner?
I see the timer.
Okay. There's a little, I can see a little eyeball beside that that shows how many people are watching.
Oh, no,
This might not end up being a popular time because there's meetings and stuff going on all over the place. Oh, look, there are people.
That's
Hello,
good.
people. So, welcome to Jen's Awesome Show. I am here with Sue, and we're going to talk about all of the awesome things that Sue is doing. So, to get started here, you are an artist. Can you tell me a little bit about your art?
I am. I've been doing it since the 90s. I'm a polymer clay artist. And when I moved down to Florida, I thought it'd be easy to find a job at the time. It wasn't. So I thought, well, I better go back to doing what I know what to do. And I started doing art shows around the state. And I've been doing that ever since. Although last year I stopped doing art shows because of the, well, this was before the pandemic. I made the decision. But my mom, who is 89, lives with me and started to need more care. So that brought me home. And then the pandemic hit. And then some of the galleries and shops that had my stuff in it, they slowly started closing. And so then I just was kind of like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, which kind of fit in really great with all of this starting up because it gives me something to focus on and do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. If anybody's curious to see your art, or if anybody needs to buy some art, where can they go look?
Oh, I have some things online at artpassions.etsy.com.
Okay.
Let me see.
Let's see here. I'm going to see if I can share this. I'm new to the screen sharing, so we'll see what I can do here. Yes.
I was going to say, can we change my background during? Oh, yeah, there you go.
There we are. So if you're looking for Sue's art, here it is. And I can vouch for how beautiful it is in real life because I own some.
You do?
Yes. So in terms of anybody who might be from not the United States, would you accept payment in crypto?
Oh, hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, well, that's the question of the day.
Yeah, I suppose I would. In fact, in the little Medfield section of my land, I did open an Art Passion store there.
That's wonderful.
I want to get like a QR code put in there and that sort of thing. So I thought that would be fun. So I guess, yes, I will probably be doing that.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I'm excited about the possibilities of that because we can actually have a worldwide market.
Well, and as you and I know, I have only sold in the US because shipping and all that stuff
it's crazy.
Boggles my mind, and it's so expensive.
It really is. It really is. So I guess in that sense then, have you made any art NFTs?
I have. When I got into this, Corey right away was like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to make these NFTs. And so I did. And I've sold a few, but I've also realized that, unless you're out there hustling and getting your name out there, they just kind of sit there. But that's okay too. I've had fun giving them away. Quite often I'll, sit in a show, and when people put their things up, I'll send some freebies.
That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear that you do that. And is it difficult to make NFTs, or is it easier than you thought it would be?
It's easier than I thought it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
The whole wax site, I think, that's where I've made them, and it's been pretty easy. Once I figured it out, the first time they kind of ran through it, it was like, huh? But then when I sat down and did it myself later, and then also I think I helped to run Ginny through it, and
That's good.
clarified it for me when I had to explain it to somebody else.
That's always handy. Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause that's something, being completely new to all of this, that I've always wondered, how hard is it? And I don't think it would be, but you know, if I'm getting questions from other people now, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know yet. I'm getting there.
I'll go through it with you, Jen.
That would be great. I would love that.
Yeah, it's not that
I was talking with my kids about the possibilities this morning, and they have zero understanding of what constitutes digital art. So I think that would be a good experience too.
Although I have no clue how to do, well, I did a little one that had some movement to it, but it would be really cool to do, you know, I don't know the complicated ins and outs of the video and sound and all that.
Yeah, that's definitely Russell's department. Maybe he should give me a lesson at some point. How did you hear about Chipple?
Is he doing those with?
He's done a couple. I don't think he's done any with the animation yet, but that certainly is in his wheelhouse. So that's
then you can give us both a lesson.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see where that goes. How did you hear about Schipul way back when?
I've been thinking about this because it was way back when. How many years ago was that?
It was a few. Like I'm trying to remember. It's been a few years. Like it was before my computer was in the corner, which has been at least a couple of years, I think. So I don't know. Like I remember
I had met Greg at a restaurant one time through some mutual friends. And then I met Corey separately from Greg, which is kind of funny.
That is.
I was at a political meeting and he came in and sat at our table. So that's kind of how I got to know Corey.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew they were doing #coffee. And so I was tuning into that and getting involved with them there. And then one time, I think when he was just thinking about doing something with Schipul. And I had no clue what cryptocurrency was. And I thought, okay, this is it. Well, I'll go my way.
Yep.
But something told me, he's like, well, there's a few of us that live in the area. And he's like, why don't we meet down at Starbucks and I'll just kind of explain it to you. And out of my normalcy, I thought, okay, I'll go.
Yep.
I don't even like thinking about regular money.
Yeah.
But I went and there were a couple people there and I don't know, something just piqued my interest with it. And, you know, as we all know, Corey's very enthusiastic and can get, you know, anybody on board with whatever he's working on. So I did. I jumped in and it became a thing and it was fun. Schipul was a lot of fun.
That's fantastic to hear. Do you still have your collection of Schipul memes? I do. That's wonderful. I have to find mine now that we can actually make NFTs and do something with them. I want to find mine and see what's.
A few of them have been made into NFTs. In fact, I think those were the first two that I made. I took Schipul memes and made them into NFTs. That's fantastic. And there's a rumor going around that those might be gaining in value over time. Let me see if I can switch my background to, here were some of the stickers. Oh, neat. So like this one here, that one I made into one of the first NFTs. And I know people in the audience. Yeah. So yeah, it was cool. And so you did Schipul Rocks as well? That's fantastic. So what was the idea behind Schipul Rocks? How did that go? I think we were trying to think of ways to kind of advertise it and get it out there and get people interested to maybe join with the Schipul group. And at the time, it was kind of a big thing that people would paint rocks and hide them out in public, just in different areas.
That is,
So a group of us got together and we made a bunch of them. And actually, Rob was going on vacation at the time to a couple different states, I think like Texas and California. So we made things, and he like actually took them on vacation with him and hid them out there. And we did get a couple people biting on, when they found them and signing in to Schipple to find out what it was. But it was just a fun time that,
that's a ton of fun.
we had. And it was fun going out and hiding them too.
That would be. Do you have any Schipple rocks left over?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that could come in handy at some point too, as when things start moving again. Yeah. So, changing topics here. If you could make a really, really big mess with no repercussions, no budget, no cleanup, and no responsibility, what would you do and why?
Jen, I pretty much do that every day in my art room.
That's wonderful to hear.
So I think I would be the opposite, in that if it was to be something different, and I'd hire somebody to come in and help clean it for me.
That works too.
You know how creativity works.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. You go from having a craft room to a craft floor to oh no, it's my house.
Yeah, and it has become, when I decided to do this full time and as a career, it turned into my house because,
Oh
I've
yeah.
got the business area, I've got the photography area, I've got my classes that I, was teaching, and I've got all those supplies, and my booth supplies are all taken over the garage. So it's the house. My house is my studio. That's
wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're able to do that. So, how did you find out about the Uplift World?
Well, hanging in that group of #coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And then Greg and Corey always talking about playing Minecraft, and then they started bugging me to play. I didn't have a clue what it was, but they started asking me to get in and start to play, because Donna was in there at the time, Laugh Track, and they're like, she needs some other female energy in here.
Yep, that's the thing.
I didn't jump on board for quite a while. Maybe, I don't know how long it was. Feels like a year. But at the time, my daughter was in theater, and then the pandemic hit. And she was living in Atlanta at the time. And she started playing Minecraft, I think, in high school. So I don't know, she started, looking at it again and playing. And I'm like, okay, so if I get Minecraft, will you help me teach me how to build and help me build, something? And she's like, sure. So I jumped in at that point, and we built this whole thing, this whole ranch outside of Cathedral 2.0. It was so much fun. But I swear to God, Katie like built the thing overnight. She built most of it. But then I jumped in and I, added things to it, and it's taken off from there. And I love building now. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And it was really nice because, I couldn't see my daughter, and she was in Atlanta at the time, and now she's moved back here. She's closer, but it's a good way for us to spend time together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's really nice.
And so were you were completely new to Minecraft then?
Yeah, I didn't even know about it before that.
That's,
he says, Mom, I played all in high school. I'm like, I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, so how then, as a fairly new player, what about Minecraft really sort of stuck with you? What made it approachable?
I think being stuck here at home taking care of my mom, the pandemic, I can't go out, and do my normal everyday things. So I think it really gave me a way to create, because without the shows and, some of the galleries that closed, there's not a big calling for my artwork. So I couldn't spend, my 10 hours a day in there making things because I have a huge inventory already.
Yeah.
So I think, it just came in right at the right time, that it gave me something to do. And it's a big creative outlet for me. And I've met all these wonderful people, through it. So it's given me some socializing as well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think I'm in a similar boat. It's been good socializing when there is no socializing. So, how did you get involved with Chicken Caw? How did that start for you?
I don't know. How did it start for us, Jen?
Well, I know how it started for me. I was like the second last person invited, so it was kind of like the afterthought, and I think it was
Well,
Corey said invite these people.
when we started building up, doing Cathedral 2.0 and that sort of thing, then Corey started having the idea of, combining it with cryptocurrency and NFTs and that sort of thing. I just remember one day we were talking, and he said, Sue, head out west on the map, go to around, minus 10,000 and just start building something. I'm like, okay. So, and at the time, he started talking about all that stuff. I was really nervous about it. It was like, oh, I just like being in here and quiet and building and just, the few of us. And, I started thinking, oh my God, there's going to be a lot of people in here, So anyways, I just went along with it. I thought I'll just ride the wave and see what happens. So I went out west and I built that tower on minus 10,000. So that was the first build out there in Western City.
Mm-hmm.
And then as he started, I think, surveying and plotting and thinking about, land and people coming in and all that stuff, then he kind of developed the Western City limits and told us all to go and settle it. So that's kind of what we've been doing. We're kind of the experimental self-governing city, I think.
I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And interesting. And there were people in the Telegram chat this morning asking if certain parts on the map in London had names, and everybody said, well, no, it's just London. And so I just tossed out a suggestion and ran, because that's, what I do. What if y'all got together and like had a meeting and named things? And then I ran away. So it could happen, but it's interesting to see if it's going to happen organically or if we're going to be, some sort of group example, or how that's all going to fall together in other regions too.
Right. It has been neat, and it's kind of kept our little family together, and cooperatively building things, and so that's been neat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So also in conjunction with running the Chicken Caw land area, we've been given, I don't want to say given permission, we've been directed to administer what will become the Schipul Foundation. What are your thoughts on that giant surprise?
It's exciting. It is exciting. It's not, I think in all of the different endeavors that I've been involved with Greg and Corey and so forth, there's always been this giving aspect to things, and donations and helping people, uplifting people.
Yes.
So I'm glad that we're going to continue that, with Chicken Caw, and finding different organizations that we can really help and people that we can help. So that is exciting.
It should be some good fun.
Yeah.
Big responsibility too, but good fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right. So pick a noun.
Okay, I'm going to turn the tables on you.
Okay.
Pick a number 1 to 7.
7.
Computer.
Okay. And a verb.
Pick a number 1 to 7.
5.
Hesitate.
Okay. And a who, what, when, where, why, or how.
That one I didn't do. How.
How. How would you approach pitching the Uplift to somebody who is hesitant to use a computer for anything other than the most basic of basic things?
Oh, interesting. Because I haven't been able to really pitch it to many people.
Neither have I. I've been met with complete confusion.
Oh, my mom, it's funny because she's kind of like that. And she just keeps saying, I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this. But I keep trying to explain it to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other friends, I think, people stumble on the cryptocurrency thing, which is, it maybe that's where I fall short because I'm new to cryptocurrency and I don't totally understand that either.
Me too.
So, yeah, but you have a good grasp of it, Jen.
Sort of.
I think you do better than me. The whole wallets. I don't know how many wallets I have.
I don't know how many wallets I'm supposed to have.
And I have wallets I can't get into. I've got a little bit of Bitcoin that somebody gifted me, and I can't get into that wallet anymore. So,
oh no,
I know. But so it is a little bit intimidating to me.
It definitely is. It feels like if you lose even the slightest one little piece of the gigantic, massive security puzzle, then suddenly everything's gone.
Yeah.
And that is intimidating, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just keep going along with it, and I figure at some point, and I should say too that I look back on where I started and where I am now, and I've come a long way, and I have learned a lot. So now I know I need to save those 12 words.
Yes.
In 3 different places. Private key. I know where to write down and hide my private key. 12 words. I didn't know what that was.
No, well, and it took me, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days of searching to find out that if you sign up for a Wax Cloud wallet, you don't even get a private key. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's there's so much to learn, and with it all being decentralized, everyone's different, and it's a learning curve. It's possible, but it is a learning curve. So yeah.
And people have been very helpful.
Yes. That's huge. Everybody's been helpful. So tell me a little bit more about what you've built in Chicken Caw. It started with the tower, and then what else is there?
Where's my little thingy here? Do I have? How did I get to that? How do I change my little back screen thing?
With mine, there's a button on the bottom for camera and microphone.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Shameless plugs here.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That Farm and Fay Vineyard, and Fay Vineyard is Ginny Zestra's baby that she's created. And we're just east of Chicken Caw. But the homestead that I started building with Katie outside of 2.0 there,
Mm-hmm.
We had land that was right next to where Zestra was, and she built this incredible treehouse. So at that point, we just kind of discovered that we loved building together. So this is Woodstack and the vineyard are on kind of our border of our where our two lands come together. And we've just built a ton of stuff out there. And then I decided that I also started building the regatta. And I decided I wanted to connect all my little properties with water so that you could boat around my whole land to go to all my different properties. So now I'm building out different things along the waterway. And I don't know, it just seemed like it'd be a fun thing to do, to come and just get in a boat and travel around. So at every property, I make like some kind of marina, you know, and a docking area. And I don't know, it's fun.
That's fantastic. And so what kinds of things can we see if we go to the farm? Will we see typical farming stuff like fields and tractors and a shed full of animals, that sort of thing? Or is it different? Or
that's exactly what it is. It's also connected to a concert venue that I built, which is why I called it Woodstack.
Yeah.
And so that's there. And the farm has a house. It's got a couple houses. It's got a lot of working machines that I've pulled a lot from YouTube and just had fun making those. And then we built out the vineyard, and Zestra did the hotel there. That's just fantastic. That's neat to go through.
And that's accessible by boat as well, right?
That's accessible by boat as well. Yep.
That's a lot of fun because I think boating is going to be one of the ways that you can earn rewards in the world, right?
Yeah, I asked that on another chat the other day. If we're earning rewards, is it the same amount for walking and rail riding and boating?
That's a good question. It would be nice to know.
Yeah.
Because if it
I'm
is,
not very good at boating, I'll tell you.
No, I'm not either. I'm terrible at it, but it sure is fun.
Yeah. And someday I want to get like, you know, some people together and try the regatta because I think that would be fun to do.
I think we should do that on a live video one day when we all have the time and the space and just show up and do it.
Yeah, we should.
That could be a lot of fun.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
Don't get Katie in there. Katie's really good at boating, so we'll have to do it when she's busy.
Tell her to use her non-dominant hand. Even
I make her do that stuff when I play other video games.
Yes. And so there's the farm and the vineyard. And tell me a little bit more about Medstead Market.
Medfield?
Medfield. There we are. Medfield Market.
Medfield's where I grew up, so that's why I named it.
Oh, okay.
But I just decided, well, I just thought it would be fun to set up a little, you know, marketplace where people could put shops in of things that they are really good at or things that they have, you know, like Laugh Track and her mining and stuff. I thought, you know, well, it'd be cool to be able to have that all in one place where we can kind of maybe advertise the stuff that we have or the things that we're willing to do or put out services that we might have. So that's what I thought.
That's pretty nifty. And so it's going to be a combination then of things that we can do both in the world and in the real world.
Yeah.
Which is also really cool.
Yeah. So,
that is neat. And so it's just off, is it off the main rail? For some reason, I can't get that straight in my head.
Chicken Caw proper has the one rail that goes around the outside.
Yeah.
And it will be off of that.
Okay.
So
that'll be easy to find.
If you're in the hub, if you get on the rail that heads east, it'll run into Medfield. Perfect. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's going to be a lot of fun for everybody who wants to come and visit. And I wonder, we should probably do some sort of like an open house toury sort of thing before the land sale too.
That's a good
We
idea.
all got together. That I don't know how that'll work. We'll have to figure that one out. But we could jump in and give everybody a bit of a tour. But you have some tourism videos as well, right?
Yeah, Jenny and I just, I don't know, we started kind of just playing around with it. It was fun. And just writing up a little script as an advertisement or whatever.
Yeah. So if people are looking for those, which YouTube channel are they searching for that?
Oh, Z and S Uplift World Marketing, I believe it's called.
Okay. I'm going to test that theory.
I hope I'm right.
Let's see here. Oh, that was super not what I was going for here. Let's. Ew, that was an unhappy computer noise.
Z and S Uplift World Marketing.
I might have to just go to YouTube and do it directly there, because the Google is not happy with me. Let's see here. Wow. I was hoping I'd have it really easy to find, and this is not easy to find.
Well, and I can't help you because I don't know. I have a hard time getting around in there too. Here, is this a link? I'll put it in the chat.
That'll work, and then I'll stick that up in the thinger.
Does that work?
Yes, that will work. Oh, it said something went wrong. Oh, geez. Well,
maybe I'm not in the right place where
maybe I don't have the authority. Let's see here. I know it's there because I've seen it, but that's not helping me at the moment. I subscribe to it, so that's the part I don't understand.
Try that one. Maybe I tried to send you in the wrong direction.
It's still saying that it's not happy with me.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it is out there, I promise. If I find a link anywhere, I'll try and leave it in the video description at somehow, comments or something after we're done here. Because I know I have it somewhere, but it'll take too much time to find it for anybody to want to stick around and watch me do that. So
try that last one.
Sorry?
Try that last one I just popped
last in. One? Okay. Yes, there we go. Okay. Move that over here and like that. There we go.
I feel like I'm new to all these things.
Oh, definitely. I am. It's a learning adventure, but it's learnable.
I'm becoming my mother. I'm too old for this.
Hardly too old, but definitely new. So there we go. So we have 4 videos up there. There's Fay Resort, Fay Vineyard, Woodstack Farm, and Fay Vineyard, and the Regatta promo. And they are all great watches and good examples of what you'll find in Chicken Caw for fun things to do. So whether
more to come.
More to come. Yes. And whether you're planning on, buying land or having a day trip, it's all good stuff. So that is a thing. And so later on, at some point, eventually, when I get 5 minutes of free time, I'm going to do a write-up and make a blog post out of this. What music should I be listening to when I do that?
Lately online, and kind of goes with the whole giving thing. Glenn Phillips, who's the lead singer with Toad the Wet Sprocket. He's been doing some live broadcasts through Facebook, And every time he does it, he's got some charity that he's working for. And I've really enjoyed it. I love his voice. It's probably the last concert I went to see.
That's fun.
Yeah, he's just he's neat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to take a look. So we've been talking about the land sale without talking about the land sale. There's a chicken call land sale coming soon. It'll be an auction starting at below market value. And people will be able to bid on specific pieces of land. So it won't be random. There won't be any probes. It won't be confusion. It'll all be very specific. Hopefully. Hopefully it won't be a confusion. Are you planning on buying land in Chickencaw?
I don't know.
I'm on the fence too.
I tend to get caught up in those things. So there's a possibility. I wasn't going to buy any rail, but I think I ended up buying 3 or 4 for me, and I bought, another 1 or 2 for Katie. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm excited because it'll be really neat with people moving in and people start building in Chickencaw, and that'll be cool.
It'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it too. I don't know about land necessarily, but I'm weirdly interested in getting a piece of rail. I don't know what I would do with it, but it could be fun.
Yeah.
One day when there's time. Yeah.
Maybe I need to get a piece of rail outside of Medfield there.
Yeah.
Can we pick the rail?
I think so. As far as I know, we can pick any of it. It's all not random.
Okay.
Yeah.
No probes.
No probes.
I didn't understand that.
I kind of understood it, but it sounds like it was a thing. It went well, but it had its issues too. So,
well, the whole thing is brand new, so it's like we're learning as we go, and it's kind of neat to watch it all develop and unfold.
It really is. It's a lot of fun,
including the bumps in the road.
Yes, and learning from all of that.
Yep.
So, last question before we wrap up here. In terms of value, why does somebody want to have land or rail in Chickencaw?
I just think it's going to be fun.
I do too.
No, and yes, we kind of all know each other through this, and as Chickencaw, the CK7, we meet once a week online, and so we've all gotten to know each other pretty well, and through that, and I think the things that we have planned, things that may be happening in Chickencaw in the future, I just think are going to be really fun.
Yes, I would agree.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen here.
Me too. And I'm curious to see what the whole decentralized autonomous community thing works out to be, because that's new to me completely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's a fun learning experience all around.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Wow.
Well, then, in closing, what are you grateful for right now?
This whole experience. And I feel like I say that a lot.
But it's true.
It is, because it fills so many different aspects of what's going on in life for me right now, with staying at home and the creativity, the outlet, the friendships, sharing it with my daughter. It's been really interesting and very fulfilling and satisfying.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would agree.
It's exciting.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm grateful for all of that, and I'm grateful for all these opportunities to talk to so many wonderful people, yourself included. It's been just phenomenal to make these connections. And
your interviews have been great, Jen, because
thank you.
You can sit and do this by yourself at home behind your computer screen and not interact or meet anybody. And your interviews make me feel like I've gotten to know some other people.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
That
And
was
actually,
my goal.
I have reached out and met some other people in the game and helped them out. And so that's been fun. During that, break the server day.
Yes.
I met up with another player. Have you seen him on? And we just spent the day bopping around to different places. I didn't know who he was. And I'm just dragging him along to all these different spots and stuff. Since then, we have actually gotten on the phone and talked while we're playing in game and building things. And, so it's been really fun.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It's good to hear about all of these spontaneous friendships that are popping up and all of that connection.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And same Jimmy D. When I at the beginning of all this too, I started going out and helping him build, on his land and stuff. And it was fun.
That would be.
Yeah.
I guess I have one last question. I know I've said I'd wrap it up, but then I thought of something. Who's going to be playing at Woodstack? If you could have anyone invited to Woodstack to your concert venue, who would it be?
I think Corey should play there.
I agree.
When I first built it, I said, hey, would it be possible to play music, somehow in here? And so I had said, he's like, yeah, I think we can figure out how to do that. And I'm like, I think we should play your music anytime anybody walks onto the stage or whatever. But
I love that idea.
That was quite a while ago. We'll have to refresh his memory about that.
I think we should. I think it would be fun to get a show going.
Yeah.
That would be good. All right. Well, thanks for joining me. Jen's Awesome Show will be back this evening. I'm going to be speaking with Severin, who I have never met before. So again, who is this person? Let's find out. It's a whole bunch of that. So that's what Jen's Awesome Show is all about.
I will tune in.
Excellent. It'll be good. We'll see you then. And until then, I hope everybody has a wonderful day.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.